Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play series with what was Balin's expedition in the Kingdom of Moria. Balin has passed away. Uh, we are now playing as his son, who is one-legged because of reasons. Um, we are in a precarious situation. We only have a few territories. The balrog has wiped out a bunch of the territories we had. Um, And we have our neighbor in the north here, part of the Ashmog dynasty, who is expanding into the south. So we will need to get rid of him. For now, however, we do have an alliance with um, the brother of Durin the Seventh. Is it his brother? No, with the uncle of Durin the Seventh. He has a bit of an army, so we should be able to be secure. If we can buy time with this war, we should be able to call him in a defensive war. For now, we're mostly playing a game of patience, because what we need to do, uh, we need to play around with how much of these counters we are consuming, essentially. We want to go through the counters so that we don't waste this allowance. We need to build through some of this, but we don't want it to spill into Armageddon because we don't have a lot of territories, and the Balrog could simply wipe out all of our territories. So we want to be very careful about how we move through this phase. We will need to declare war on him soon. Um, I'm not sure we could win an offensive war. We could try that. Uh, how far away are you? Quite far. You're not engaged in any wars? No. So we could declare for a offensive war. He was engaged in a war with Goblin Town. However, that's been pieced out. Goblin Town is about to lose the Central High Pass. You only have 2,000 soldiers. We could get some pikemen and some axemen to try and buy time for ourselves until reinforcements arrive and push him out of here, because he holds a number of delvings that we want. Um, we're gonna be overextended, but we can get rid of these colonies afterward, which should compensate for things, and the sooner we do this, the better. To do that, we do need to get some halberdiers, that's 175, and some axemen, that's 165, so we need to raise some gold. Yeah, I'll take the extra commanders. What I've done in between episodes is I had a look. Um, his current prowess is 40, of which the Axe of Durin is 17, so we're gonna unequip that for a moment. We're sitting at 23, which means our champion here can help train us. So we're gonna exercise with him, and hopefully we're gonna get an increase in prowess. Which means he won't train himself, but that's fine for now. Uh, so we're just gonna sit on our income for a bit and try and raise the money for the troops. The horse might become my own steed. Normally this would be a great one to have, but the horse thing can cost quite a bit of money. Let's go for it anyway. We need to... This is a challenge. High prowess skill or a bold personality. I think this will work. We could get Tamer of Horses for 10 years and a martial lifestyle, but I think I'd rather keep him. He does give prowess, which we desperately need. We're gonna name him from mythology. We're gonna go with we're gonna go with Dialer here. We have an available perk. Let's get Peacemaker. And soon enough we're gonna get Gallant as well. And there's Gallant as well. And we're gonna aim for a holy war for the entire kingdom of Moria, so we get all of the territory he's colonized. We should have enough money. Let's get a troop of halberdiers and let's get a troop of axemen. Halberdiers we're gonna station. What does he have more? He has more heavy infantry, doesn't he? Sorry, pikemen, I mean. He has 3 groups of pikemen and these come in groups of 120, so he has 2 groups of warg riders. His strongest one are the warg riders, so let's station our halberdiers in Karat and we'll station our axemen in the Great Mines, I think. Why aren't you benefiting? You should be getting a bonus to toughness. This is weird. Ah, it's because this is developed more. Okay. We'll station them here for now. And we'll station the skirmishers here. And this can go anywhere. Let's put them here. We'll wait for our troops to replenish, and then we'll declare an offensive war, and we'll call in our allies. We don't have enough troops to siege, I don't think. If we look at this, will it say, you're just a settlement. We're gonna go for field riding. Let's go for charge, because that's gonna give us aggressive attacker, and that's very valuable. That would give us increases in martial as well. Who is raiding us? You are. That is obnoxious, because he's probably gonna finish raiding us before we intercept him. Let's raise our troops. Let's march them in here. Please get there before he finishes raiding. We did. Goodbye. So we can disband our troops. And his raid was completely unsuccessful. Martial challenge. More martial challenge. This doesn't really do anything for us. We could get some, what's it called? Some dread. But the other one is gonna give us what? Yeah, sure. We'll go for this. We could do some practicing. Diligent training for 5 years is gonna give us what exactly? More prowess. Not really useful. Let's lose some stress. We got another perk. Let's start working on Bellum Justum and all of these. Living off the land would be very good to have, but I'm not gonna wait anymore, I don't think. Oh, we could increase our army a bit. Let's wait a bit more. We'll increase our army a bit more. We should be able to resist him a lot better with those troops. Pikemen and scouts. We could go for another pikeman. We could go for some heavy infantry as well. So let's gather up a bit more money. We want to get him out of this territory as fast as possible. How long do you still have the buff? Could use more people like you. We're not gonna kill him. Where is the buff? Divine Guidance. Did we lose the buff? Oh no, here it is. 3076. So we still have it for like 9 years. Let's raise our military some more. We need to get him out of here before he starts building more stuff. Because that's progressing towards Armageddon quite quickly, and I don't like to see that. We also need to get him out of here. We'll wait for a bit more income. And we'll beat the hell out of him. 2 more groups of these and 1 group of these should absolutely give him headaches. That's gonna cost quite a bit of money though. Let's get engineered for destruction for siege weapons effectiveness. Thank you, Galadriel, that's quite nice. We'll need a bit more gold in here. It is nice to have an actual income rather than what we had before. No, I'm right, you're wrong. Propose alliance. No, you're not getting an alliance with me, thank you. The balrog is messing around with Sinjin Doom. Gains the subterranean caverns building. Oh, so we just lost a tier from the delving. It was 2, now it's 1. So let's check our axemen again. They get more defense here, but they have more attack there, so we'll leave them there. Just a bit more gold. I think this should be enough. So let's get a couple of groups here and 1 group here. How big is your army? Not very big. That rabble, we don't have anything to counter skirmishers, but their stats are horrendous. We'll see how we can manage his army. We have more perks to take. Here's living off the land. That's gonna be amazing for our supply limit. Have we filled up? There we are. No, we do not want to have this cult. This is in the mines of Karathras. Wonderful. So who did we lose? God knows. Let's put our brother in charge of being a lore master. Let's check our courtiers. One of them is gonna be evil, I think. There we are. My companion here. Please convert back. You don't want to. Let's sway you. Are you the only one? You are. And Mines of Karathras has not changed. No, it has not. So we're just gonna try and convert him back. Our military should be fine now. So let's declare this war for the kingdom. And we're gonna call in our ally. He's gonna take a bit of time to get here, but he should be fine to come to us. We're gonna switch our marshal to help us with the troops. And we're gonna raise our troops here. And we could probably, no, not that one, this one. We could probably start to siege these places. He shouldn't really stand a chance anyway. His his army is bigger, but well, not exactly a joke anymore. We do have a bit of an army going on. And I don't think he has the numbers to beat us. And as soon as our reinforcements arrive, he is absolutely toast. We can start sieging this delving. The problem we're gonna have is we're gonna have a bunch of delvings. Um, we're gonna be overextended, so we're gonna have to switch to stewardship just to compensate for that. Here are his troops. No, we have to intercept that. We cannot let him successfully siege. He may capture us and we'll lose the war completely. Move faster, please. Oh, but I'm leading the army. He can't capture us regardless. Did we lose? No, we did not. We did not lose any control, and we should be able to beat his army quite handily. Yep, there goes his army. We're gonna go back to sieging places. Is this still a colony? It is. We can attack to remove that colony. We could settle it though, just to block him from coming here ever again. We could give some of these to some vassals just to not be completely overextended. We'll take organized march for the army movement speed. At this point, I'm not exactly hoping for the chivalry bonus, for the chivalry focus to give us anything relevant. I'm gonna switch to strategy. Maybe he's gonna get some military traits. Those would be useful. We're gonna keep him in that until he finishes his military tree completely. And then we'll switch him to stewardship. We'll use that. We have some more money. How are we for this? Armageddon is still quite high, but we should have enough to build a bit more. Let's get a fungal farm in here. And one in here as well. We want the fungal farms for the levies, basically. And the reason we want the levies is because we need to be able to siege. We can siege these places, but you switched as well. And this is in Harusu somewhere. Can we ask you to convert? You will accept. Wonderful. And this was where? Kazad, 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 Kazad. Did any of these places switch? No. He will probably still worship the balrog in secret, which is gonna be obnoxious, but we'll see. We can currently siege these places because they're only delving one, but if he has anything upgraded, there we go, that's a garrison of 922. We're barely above the amount of garrison he has. That's not great. And as sieges progress, you lose men. And if we go underneath the 922, then we won't be able to siege anymore. So this is what we need levies for. Here comes our ally to have fun with a few orcs. He's not even gonna be able to help. We're gonna enforce the demands here. We're gonna disband our military. And what we're going to do is we're gonna abandon a bunch of places because we cannot hold all of this, not by a long shot. We are at wandering 60, so let's abandon this colony. I'm gonna let the game tick a bit. Let's abandon this colony. We're at 60. We're at 70. We're gonna abandon Durin's Way as well. 80. Falna Ulm we cannot abandon. We cannot abandon Nazshun or Idnaj. What a wonderful name. Or Fugma Hirba. So we cannot do these. We do need to give some of these away. I'm gonna keep Nazshun. And I'm gonna give this away to someone of the Longbeard culture. That's fine. We're gonna give this one away as well. We do have some vassals now. Your stats are not great. Neither are yours. So we'll leave it as is for now. We still have too many territories. But I don't want to give too many of them away. We could give Falna Ulm away as well. This is part of that duchy. This is part of this duchy. Falna Ulm. We could give this away. Let's give it away. We're still over our domain limit by 2. That is a problem. However, we've removed him from here. And we could also remove him. I'm gonna let him develop this a bit more. And I'm probably gonna take it over once he develops it a bit more. Right. Let's take the stress reduction for now. So we're pretty secure in our position here. He's no longer a threat to us. And we're literally just waiting for this to keep growing towards wandering. I don't really want to mess around with the balrog. It's quite high, the Armageddon phase. We're just gonna build maybe towards 120 of the Armageddon phase, and we're gonna wait for this to kick into wandering. But these might do something stupid as well. We just lost the farm in the central halls. I'm not gonna pay 200 gold for it. The prospect that we have a chance to lose even more. So the mushroom foraging camps are cheap. We don't need to... Did we have that upgraded? So we already lost this, but it's still here. How much is a prospector's camp? Let's have a look. It's still cheaper than the 190. Let's see what we lose. We lost the mushroom foraging camp. That's fine. We can rebuild that. I'll accept that loss. I suspect we had some other building in here and we didn't actually lose the mushroom foraging camp with the first prompt. I suspect we lost something else in here. I just can't remember what we had built. I think it was the terrace farm. Yeah, it was. So mods, the mod team, if you're watching my Let's Play, which would be an honor, you need to fix the prompts because we were lied that we lost this building and we still had this building. What we lost instead was the Dwarven Terrace farm. Let's take hit and run. I am very reticent to build a lot more because these guys might take some decisions that might push us towards Armageddon. So maybe instead of 120, we aim for about 100, so we have a bit of room to play around with. And we'll monitor this as we get closer to wandering. For now, we're just gonna let some time pass. Yes, finally we can stop being rivals. Low control in the territories we just conquered, that's fine, I don't care. We helped you a bit. You can convert now. So we can stop trying to appease you. You're probably still secretly worshipping the balrog, but we do what we can. This is still growing. Hold mystical communion, yes please. Are we still training with our champion? We are. This has grown a bit. We are at 29. Do we have the axe equipped? No. How much do you have? 33. Under attack. Mines of Karathras. That's bad. We shouldn't be able to upgrade this, I think, to level 2. Nope. It needs initial excavations. But we kept the mine, so that's not terrible. We're still way over our domain limit, and that's impacting our income. We should probably build something here to distract the balrog from the mines. So right now we're gonna wait. I'm probably gonna send him on an expedition though. That's an activity worth pursuing. Can we go? Can we not join this tournament? Do I not have an option there? We could do some ancestor veneration. These would give us some skill points. How much is this? If I do it here, it's 176. And it's even more if we increase the funding. That's not ideal. 200. Did the price just increase? Oh no, I did this. Okay. So 213 to do it. I think it would cost less in holy places, but I'm not entirely sure. It would be good. We could get some additional skills, and it does have a cooldown every 10 years. We should probably be aiming for this. So let's get a court chronicler. Excellent should do. And let's let's burn through some of these because we may gain some good stats, some good traits. That's a lot of money to burn, but hopefully it won't break us. I do not know these activities as well as I know the historical endeavors that the elves and Aragorn has access to. So we'll see how these play out. We get to look at the incarnations of the various dwarf fathers. We're gonna start with Durin, might as well. He is our forefather. Uh, we could get Smith or a crafting style life perk, wandering or learning. What would Smith give us straight away? It would be virtuous to Kazad. I don't think any of these give us. Oh no, Armor Smith does give prowess. We will be making use of this later. We might as well try and get it. Let's try. It failed, I think. Yeah. Diplomacy or stewardship with 10% chance of going reclusive. Let's go for stewardship. Martial or intrigue. We're gonna get through in a martial quite fast. Let's go for intrigue. None of those activated. Can we get a warrior of Mahal at least? No. Minor and crafting, martial, stewardship. These are not that phenomenal to start with. We're gonna get minor later anyway. We could go for stewardship. No. Martial or stewardship. Let's go for martial. And that was it. That was all of it. Well, at least we increased our martial stat a bit. That matters towards defeating the balrog. So hopefully we can increase it some more as time goes by. That was an expensive little adventure though. Dio et Mondra. What are you doing? You finalized the legitimacy legacy. Good job. It's beyond pointless to have that as the dwarves. Select a 5th level education trait to make more common within your dynasty. I don't even know which one he selected. I have no idea which one he selected. We're getting graded by him. He only just started. Boy, are you in for a surprise. There is absolutely no way you can win this fight. Let's beat the hell out of you. Yep, there goes his military. Goodbye. The fact that we hired these halberdiers and the axemen really makes a difference. The scouts are good. There's quite a... They're very defensive. But the axemen and the halberdiers in particular have very high toughness. And the axemen have a bit more attack, so it makes a massive difference. We're gonna try and heal the horse. We're gonna let more time pass by. The next thing we want to do is we want to send him on another pilgrimage. We could also aim to establish a colony here. The reason why you might want a colony here is because in this mountain here, we have Nogrod broken, and if you manage to rebuild them, to rebuild Nogrod, which is expensive as hell, At the moment it costs 27,000, but what you actually need to do is you need to build up the delving, you need to build the infrastructure. This price is gonna drop, but uh, if you manage to rebuild it, you get heavy infantry that counters spearmen and monsters. They have stupidly high stats. But we already have access to infantry that counters monsters. So this isn't an emergency. Uh, what would be more fascinating would be to gain access to the one in Belagost instead, which gives us access to Dragon Slayers, which do have better stats. The thing is, these buildings, if you manage to rebuild them, uh, they give bonuses to stationed in heavy infantry in this particular case. So it would more than double their stats. And if on top of that you build a specialization hold of steel building, and on top of that you have an iron deposit, their stats are gonna go through the roof. And it's the same with this one here. It increases the stats for heavy infantry. So these would be amazing buildings to have. We could try to get here to conquer these and get this particular duchy. I'm not gonna go for that in this playthrough though. But normally if I play in Moria, I try to make it a priority to get to these territories because those duchies are amazingly strong. We're being called in a mining expedition. We're not gonna get there in time, so that's pointless. We're gonna let time pass a bit more. Right, we can afford to build a bit more. We're gonna try to get the martial lifestyle perk. We're gonna exploit the gate's weak spots. We could get some martial lifestyle, but that has a significant chance to fail, so we're gonna take this one instead. Hit them hard. And we got the martial lifestyle perk. He's fabricating on me. I'm not sure why he's fabricating on me. He can just declare war. We're very close to getting strategist though, so that's gonna finish that particular uh, that's gonna flesh out the brilliant strategist path. No, we can chill out a bit. And as soon as we do, we're gonna switch to stewardship, I think, because we need to do something about this domain limit. Thank you, that's nice. We need to put this on notify. Let's pass some more time. It's already year 3077. Ah, here we go. This is what I was worried about. So they're holding a mining event, which is gonna increase it's gonna increase the counter towards Armageddon. We're gonna join, because we might as well. He's gonna hold the activity anyway, so we might as well join it. And unfortunately, what this means is that he's holding a expedition to go away. He's holding a prospective expedition. There is no ore that's identified here. So the only way to do this is to go on a prospective expedition, which means he's gonna try and find some ore to mine in the future. The problem is his skill in mining is non-existent. And if he does find something, it's gonna be something useless. Oh, wonderful. We're gonna get the Trade Cavern Commander, which is extremely useful to have. I hope his expedition fails completely. In fact, we may even sabotage it towards that end. Yes, let us sing songs and sabotage this. We should get the mining trait after this, which will be useful. Pretty sure it's holy. Yep, it's virtuous. We got some more money out of it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll call me friend one day. We have a revolt here, which again also counts towards the counter. We're gonna switch to making money, and we're gonna progress straight towards divided attention. We're gonna join his revolt here. I do not want this revolt to succeed. We're gonna raise our army, and we're gonna join your war. We can manage things from where we are. Apparently, he lost his wife. So that means I'm gonna inherit this land from him, because he has no heirs. We got the minor trait, which is good. Let's wait for the conflict to finish. Finish it. Thank you. So the mining path has some advantages. We can go for Prospector for an increase in stewardship and learning, or we can go for Hewer, which would increase our health and our prowess. We're gonna need to go for Hewer for sure. We do have where to mine. We can mine in the mithril deposits for Hewer. But what we want to increase is the Prospector one, and for the Prospector one, I'd rather prospect outside of the Kingdom of Moria. But that's gonna have to wait. He still has like 220 years left of his life. It's not an emergency. We got the standing armies. What else are you developing? That was a good one to get. That means we can recruit more troops. Substantially more troops. We do have some money now. Minting new coins. We can try to debase the coinage. We got some money out of that as well. Can we build something? How is our counter doing? Our counter is not great. I'm gonna let this advance more towards wandering instead of actually doing that. Instead of actually building. How long have we been recording? 40 minutes. I'm gonna pause the video and plan a pilgrimage. We can go to the mountain again, however we should probably head towards the throne of Erebor instead. There are plenty of points of interest to collect along the way. He's already collected a bunch here. There's not that many left to collect in here, but there's quite a few to collect in here. So I'm gonna pause the recording and I'm gonna find some path where he can collect as many of these as possible. And I'll be right back. So here we are again. It's not a very convoluted path. He could have taken an even more convoluted one, but we're gonna probably send him on other expeditions as well. He's gonna be away for 21 months. That's gonna be fine. We're not gonna take anyone with us. It's gonna be a humble pilgrimage. So we're gonna start this. We are. Are you selfless? You are not. You are situational. We're gonna be watching this careful because we do not want to be in a position where the brother is gonna take away stuff. We still have a bit of money. 120. It's too close to one another for comfort. Are you another thief? You are. Go away. No, go away. You're lying through your teeth. The bear is a messenger from Mahal. Sure, we'll take the combat omen. It won't really matter. We could donate some gold. 15 is not a lot. But we have a chance here to increase some stats instead. So we have 27 and 30. Let's see if they increase. No. We insult the survivors instead. That is unfortunate. Let's try to win this duel. We lost the duel. Experience in... Let's join the celebration. I think I know a cure. And I'm wrong about that. I will make the most of my time. Existential dread. No, we're not gonna go for that. Let's go for this instead. Let's try and lose some stress. That's a lot of stress we're gaining. That is unfortunate. It's from the patient trait. Let's just wait it out. Who is this? Some random dude. Okay, sure, we'll take him. I can see here my brother is already starting to swing the scales against us. We'll take the elf. Do we have a better commander yet? Wanton destruction. What's going on? Through the Great Mines. What have you destroyed in the Great Mines? Nothing. Cool. I'll accept nothing. Nothing is good. So how close are we to one another now? Still too close for comfort. I'm not gonna build anything. We don't want to risk it and push it into Armageddon. We are in Rosgobel, where Radagast is. Let's see if we meet Radagast. He might give us something nice. Nope. Never mind. Let's head for Learn on the Job. It will help with the stewardship. How are we on this power sharing? He's already close to level 2. Let's swing the scales. We're gonna leverage our prestige. Let's swing that right back down. Experienced pilgrim or wise man. Let's see about that wise man. Wise man is still not quite up there, and experienced pilgrim. You're gonna get it anyway. Let's lose the stress, I think. But more piety. Let's go for the more pious thing. So we can already see that our brother is basically trying to establish himself as a regent on a more permanent basis, which is annoying. We're gonna go for each friends add -5 to the stress gain. We seem to need it desperately. How many friends do we have? Quite a few, and I'm not sure how he became my friend. No. No, we have faith in the gods, that's fine. I'm not gonna pay for that. Right, we don't need any of these. We already have all of these. So we're gonna recycle this point. We're gonna drop it in stewardship. For sure. We have a stewardship perk, so let's go for um, we could go for it's my domain to extort subjects because we have vassals now. Let's go for that. Yeah, this is Mahal as well. He is self-interested, he is situational, and we have a few selfless ones. Let's go through this pilgrimage. I will translate this. We are moving closer to wandering. I'm gonna leave it until we get to 135, and if this doesn't grow, we're gonna start to build a bit more. Let's color me intrigued. We're probably gonna get robbed. No, we did not. Excellent. Who are you and why do you want to stay here? You are some dude. We would get more stress. It would become more pious though. Let's do it for more pious. We can eat the stress for now. Uh, yeah, cheers for that. We can indulge in pipeweed as soon as we get back. We'll take that option. I don't want to appoint you as a court jester. Tell me more about the king. It makes such a difference not having the orcs in here. The dwarves are more likely to take calming actions, but they can take enraging ones as well, depending on what's happening. We can now use the extort subject decision, which we'll use it as soon as we get back. Hopefully it goes towards my vassals rather than the counties, because then the counties are gonna hate me. Let us stay a while and listen. I keep picturing the voice of Deckard Cain from Diablo. Loses the trait, which... This is really none of my business. Let's try it anyway. I've won the debate. And she's no longer a witch. Excellent. Uh, let's search the cave. We found another kid. We're gonna educate the kid. Can we... We might be able to demand conversion later. I should have picked to change his faith. How are we for time? 53 minutes. Still have a bit of time. Let's advance this. There goes the Regency. We're at 134. We should be able to build something. My heir is unmarried. I mean, yeah. Uh, let's find him someone to marry. Can we get an alliance? Not particularly. Can we get some traits going? Um, Not particularly. Nothing great, at least. I'm concerned about their age there. Ideally, we want someone his age, so we're gonna reset this to defaults. We're gonna put an age difference of maximum 15 years. And oh wow, are your options few. Are these really all the options? Right. Let's go for the pretty one. Oh yeah, we can do all of these. So let's indulge in some pipeweed. We're gonna get a debuff for a couple of years. Good morning! Hold Mystical Communion and extort subjects. No. I'm right and you're wrong. Don't worry, I'll have everyone pay. So now we have some funds to play with. We're still at 134, but we can plan some buildings. Specifically, we can get a quarry here. And let's upgrade the quarry here as well. I don't really want to build a lot more than that. That's going to be 125. And we want him to go into the wandering phase. Absolutely, we do not want Armageddon under any circumstance. We're getting close to it. 118. 121, so they are taking enraging actions. This is what I meant. I don't want him to... What? Whose faith does not allow polygamous? What does that have to do with anything? We are the same faith? What do you mean I get a... What do you mean I get a debuff for polygamous? What is going on? What the hell, game? Oh my days. Oh, so now we are getting married. I'll take the money. So are we getting married or are we not getting married? We could go for a very good book artifact, but I'm gonna take the money because we need it. So we are married. Yes. Yes, we are married. That was weird. Uh, our spouse likes us, so let's seduce her. It's time to start making some babies. And we'll see how things go. We can control a bit more land because we're married and her stats are contributing to ours, but not by a lot. We'll praise her. She's a villain. Oh my days. Oh, why? Why are you a villain? And her stats are mostly useless as well, but we wanted her alliance to be a bit more secure. Um, she's sinful as hell. Her noble and loyal nature. Oh my days. She's anything but noble and loyal. We're being offered some more elves. Please bring all the elves, because I've married a heathen. We get wounded. That's fine. We're getting stressed. We can eat the stress for a bit. We're sitting a bit more comfortable towards wandering, but we are building and it's gonna jump to 131 in a bit. Here we go, another mining expedition. This is what I meant when I said we need to be really careful about the amount of space we leave between Armageddon and wandering. She is pregnant. Hmm, okay. This is gonna be a long trip. Good, because I don't want your mining expedition to succeed, but it already has. Somehow you have a sapphire deposit. Sapphire deposit is not great. It's not horrible either. It could be worse. Could be lead or amethyst. But consider this is a territory in Moria, and that's an opportunity for Mithril gone. We're gonna unlock professional workforce. We're gonna head towards the domain size limit. We need to take this away, so that's +1 to domain as well. We're probably gonna pass it on to a vassal, and we're probably gonna attack. Uh, Fascinating. It failed. Good. That's for finding the sapphire. We're probably gonna take this and pass it on to a vassal as well, so we can mine in it, basically. Although, uh, I don't really need martial. Let's go for the slight increase in experience. Although this being a delving, the head of the duchy, I might want to pass it on to someone of my dynasty. So I might pass it on to my brother or something. Have you seduced the wife yet? She's gonna become my lover, which would be great, because I hope she won't kill me. Quick and hail. So he inherited everything. We're gonna educate this kid ourselves. And hopefully he's gonna take a warrior path, like his puppy. Because the balrog might actually kill me, considering he's a one-legged wonder. And if the balrog kills me, we're gonna need someone to take up the mantle, and it's sure as hell not gonna be the nerd. So let's carry on. These buildings are gonna finish afterwards, aren't they? This is gonna switch to wandering before the buildings are gonna complete. Which is annoying, because it's gonna count in towards the next phase instead of this phase. 5 months left, there's no way we can finish this. How much time now? 51 days left. And if I put it here, how long are you gonna take? Yes, yes. 51 days left. So let's see if we can squeeze these buildings before the phase changes. We're getting raided. Are you kidding me right now? Go beat, murder, destroy. This has 4 days left. There we go. So that has not counted towards the next phase. We could probably finish these buildings this phase, which would save us on a couple of buildings later. Please finish that before the change of phase. Please. Are we building anywhere else? I don't think we are. No, we're not. Certainly not in there. Thanks for sending your troops to raid me. That was very nice of you. We did finish it. Excellent. So that's not gonna count towards the next phase. Make me money, please. We're gonna wait for this to change. We're close. We're so close to Armageddon. But we're switching to Wandering, so that was good. We almost hit Armageddon there, which would have been devastating. Um, you're lying, basically. You want to be a steward. None of these would actually help you. We could go for humble instead. We're being targeted by this faction. Why? Oh my days. Because you turned to the evil faith. Let's convert you promptly, because this is bad. Are you gonna help us convert as well? Convert faith, please. Is anyone else of that faith? Anyone? Yes, you are as well. So this is why we had some enraging actions. We have vassals who have switched faith to the balrog worshipping one. Yes. Are you doing that? You are not. So we're gonna have to revoke your title, I think, because you're evil. You might accept. We're gonna tackle all of this in the next episode, though. We're past the hour. So I'm gonna stop the recording here. Please do leave a like, comment, subscribe. It would help me immensely. Um, we'll catch you in the next episode and see how we handle it from there. Goodbye for now.